Kayla King, and welcome back to my channel. Or if you're new, welcome. Today I'm sharing another writing vlog with you, and as it stands to reason, life is so much of an ebb and flow. The week before I was able to get chapter 14 completed. The week I'm about to share with you was a little bit different, didn't see as much momentum on the page, but it was just what I needed to rest and relax, spend time with family, and really reinvigorate my creative energy before diving back into chapter 15. Hello, it is Monday afternoon and I'm about to do another Crumbl cookie tasting. This is my favorite part about my lunch breaks on Mondays and I'm so excited to dive into the flavors this week. First up, I am going to try a bite of the Dark Dream. This is a chocolate cookie with semi-sweet chocolate chips inside. It does look to be a little bit more like a brownie consistency. If you've been following along, you'll know chocolate and super heavy chocolate items are not usually my favorite. Why I'm trying it first, but let's dive right in and see how this one tastes. Now I will say, even though I typically don't love super chocolatey items, that was exceptional. I know my mom and my sister are really gonna love it, and I might even have a few more bites before the week is through. Next up, I do have the New York style cheesecake. It's really interesting because I did get two of these cookies and one of them is bigger than the other, so I'm actually gonna try a bite of each just to see if there's a difference between the two of these. This one is the bigger of the cookies, but it's a little bit thinner. Let's give it a taste. That bite didn't have a bunch of filling. I'm gonna try to get a bite that has a little bit more filling on that thicker cookie. Let's give it a try and see if it's any different than the first one. Now I think the smaller but thicker of the cookies actually had less of a graham cracker taste. Still very good, but I had less graham cracker crumbs on the outside. All in all, a delicious cookie. It's a really nice, tangy kind of frosting. Very reminiscent to New York style cheesecake, so success from Crumbl. And last but most certainly not least, I do have the berries and cream cookie. This is a mixed berry cookie base with a whipped cream topping and then blueberry jam on top. It looks delicious. Let's give it a try. Now this one is actually a huge disappointment. It's really lacking in flavor. The whipped cream is good, but as most people know, whipped cream is not super flavorful. The little bit of jam that I got was definitely tart, but the cookie itself doesn't really taste like berry. It just tastes like a sugar cookie. So for what this is supposed to be, I'm actually very disappointed in this berry cookie. The New York style cheesecake was good. I'm actually most surprised by that Dark Dream cookie. I think it was my favorite out of all of them. All in all, you can't really go wrong with Crumbl, but I've definitely had better flavors in the past. Certainly my top three flavors have been the key lime pie cookie, the blue monster cookie, and the blueberry muffin cookie. Hopefully they'll bring those flavors back, but in any case, I can't wait to see what next week has in store for new flavors with Crumbl Cookies. Hello, It is 7:30 on Tuesday morning, and I am going to take the next half hour before I log in for the day job to prepare for chapter 15 line edits. Now, this actually used to be chapter 13, but if you've been following along, you'll know that section 2 in my WIP has seen some reshuffling over the last few months. To prepare today, I do have my writing binder. I'm going to be going through and looking at the hard copy of the manuscript and this specific chapter just to get an idea for the original notation I made and to make sure it still coincides with the tone from the previous chapter. Chapter 14 was certainly a struggle for a lot of reasons, mainly because I had to draft that one from scratch to serve as a bridge between two pre-existing chapters that I already had. So I do want to make sure that any of the conversations or epiphanies that my characters reached in chapter 14 are reflected in these future chapters. Like I said, I only have 30 minutes, so let's see how much progress we can make today. Made it all the way through chapter 15, and now I have a solid idea of where I need to go and what I need to edit. Definitely tonally, this doesn't really fit, and I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit more tinkering with this chapter than I originally expected. All in all, I'm so excited with where I ended in chapter 14, and I think it's really going to help make chapter 15 into something even better than it's already been the last few years. It's after 10 on Tuesday night, and though I am starting to get sleepy, I do want to submit a new poem to Kissing Dynamite. This has been a magazine that has been on my dream list for years now. I came really close to getting an acceptance, but ultimately the poem I withdrew was one that they were really interested in. So through the years, I've continued to submit, and I've gotten plenty of rejections, but I do have a poem that I think would be perfect, and I know their submissions close on the 7th of the month, so I want to get it out as soon as possible. I actually wrote this on April 3rd as part of this year's April poems, and there are a few edits I would like to make, as well as giving a title to this poem, but I'm absolutely in love with it, and it would be so nice to see this published sometime in the future. So that's what we're going to work on tonight, and then when I'm done, I'm going to read a little bit of The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo before I go to sleep. So let's see how much progress we can make tonight. Hello, it's 1:45 on Wednesday afternoon, and I do have to log back in for my day job in about 20 minutes, but I figured now would be the perfect time to take some notes for chapter 15. I've really been thinking and brainstorming the past 2 days to see where I wanted to take it. After that, if I still have some time, I am going to pull some tarot cards for the beginning, middle, and end of this chapter, as well as for some of the key characters that will be in this chapter. I do have my trusty Dreamer journal here with me, so let's see how much progress we can make. Now that I've taken some preliminary notes for chapter 15, I am going to be pulling some cards from my Nightmare Before Christmas tarot deck. I really love this deck. Let's see what the tarot has to tell us about this latest chapter. Good morning, it's 7 o'clock and I do have about 30 minutes before I have to log in for the day job. Typically I would be logging in at 8, but I do have some things to get organized for my work day today. But I think in the next 30 minutes I can go through my manuscript binder and pull all of the original notes and my updated notes to add to the manuscript in Scrivener. I do have my hard copy of the manuscript right here. Currently the manuscript is at 2,058 words, but I know that I have some instant places where I can cut, so we'll see how much progress we can make this morning. It's 7:28, so I do need to log off of this computer and log on to my other one. I was able to cut a couple of sentences and a few specific words, but then I did actually add a new paragraph. So all in all, I'm at 2,054 words for this chapter. Obviously, the goal is going to be to cut more, but I do know that there's going to be some rewrites along the way just based on some of the tonal changes that happened in chapter 14. In any case, I'm excited to keep working on this chapter and see it transform over the next few days. It's after 11:30. I was able to add about 200 new words to chapter 15, but I'm quite tired, so I'm gonna head to bed. Hopefully tomorrow we can make a lot more progress in this chapter. Hello, it's about 9 p.m. on Saturday night, and in an effort to wind down before bed, I am going to be reading from this printed first section of my novel. I guess this is kind of cheating because it's doing work, but it's not looking at my phone or my computer screen, so I'm really excited to dive in and to see if there are any minor tweaks or typos that I can find. I did get this printed from Office Depot. It is the booklet style, so it's really thick, shiny pages, but it's been really helpful to see my manuscript in a different format. I'm pretty tired tonight, so I'll probably only make it through the first chapter, but progress is still progress. I still have a little bit of work left to do on chapter 15, I'm so excited with the progress I was able to make and the outline that I have completed. All that's left to do is write. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, no matter where the day takes you, dream big.